The project's taken about 2 years since I've started pondering about it. It's an installation where the audience navigates through an environment that appears to be a film production complex or studio, and the intent is that the audience encounter individuals who are seemingly making a film, but during the course of this film, this kind of catastrophic event occurs, which is in essence like fracture in time. So the cast and crew who are making this film seemingly get stuck in this loop where they keep remaking the scene over and over again. However, each time they make it, there's variation. So every time they make the film, different characters' actions change or certain events change within the film. So the audience is viewing all this occurring within the space or experiencing it through different media illusions. Media in itself, like sound or visual media, is always about time travel in essence. Like when you edit something, you're manipulating time, or when you record something, you can go back in time. So I think that's kind of interesting, playing around with that. And then I was wondering how you would actually, rather than going into the past with media, how you could represent future time events through media illusions. So that was really the crux, and I thought it was a really interesting conundrum to try and work out how on earth you'd do that. And so that has led to kind of where we are now, where creating a much larger environment but still have all these media illusions or these elements that suggest that characters and events are really happening when in fact they're just simulations. What was fun though is having that as the core kind of cinema element, but then there's this whole layer of media which is the surveillance room in the production complex, where you see a range of screens indicating what's happening in the different spaces with live cameras, but then that live footage is replaced with pre-recorded content from the same spaces. So it will cut from the live footage to the pre-recorded content. So you experience events happening in the work 30 seconds before they happen. A really significant thing with the audience is the architecture. It's very peculiar architecture, how you explore the space, and that was concerned with trying to have this story not just play out on a screen, but physically play out through the whole environment. And so I think people enjoy exploring it because it's really tangled labyrinth in a way. At its essence, it's a very just enjoyable, visceral, exploratory experience. Even if people don't get the initial intent, there's absolutely layers and layers to experience or interpret. But yeah, I do think it's accessible and it's a good adventure, like being inside a movie being made.